Hi guys, I'm coming at you today on YouTube and on the podcast, so if I make reference to either, that is why. And today I am sharing my 2019 goals with you. This is one of my favourite things to share with you. I always get so excited in January. It's my favourite month of the year, controversially. It's a new fresh start. At least it feels like it, and as cliche as that is, I take hold of that energy and make the most of it. It's also my birthday month and the month that Adam and I celebrate our anniversary. So it's a real positive month for me, and I've always got lots planned work and life-wise. I like to set my yearly goals, and then I like to split my year into quarters and look at the first quarter of the year. 5 goals I want to achieve that quarter that are shorter milestones that are going to get me towards my big yearly goal. I hope that makes sense. This is a whole process that I do. It takes me about 2 hours. I have it all down in my goal setting workbook, which is going to be on sale. It should be up on my site, so you can download the digital version or the printed version if you'd like a printed copy too. I might do a short video or show on my Instagram stories or something, a quick walkthrough of the workbook for those of you wondering what it's going to be like. So just wanted to get that in there quickly before I share my 2019 goals with you, because that's a really exciting thing that we've worked really hard on this year. So my first goal is one that shows how much you have to persevere sometimes with a goal that you set for years and doesn't happen, and it's not the right timing and you get setbacks. But this year my number one goal is to find and buy our first home, and I feel really excited and quite sick saying that out loud because this is obviously a huge step for us and something we've talked about and thought about for years. So exciting stuff. The ball is gonna get rolling in the next few months, and we're gonna start seriously house hunting, doing the whole like legal boring banky side of stuff that I'm trying to learn about. So that is my first goal. My second goal is influenced largely by my first goal, but just something that I'm really passionate about changing within myself, and that is to make peace with money and my relationship with money, and know my numbers and be really confident with the financial side of my business and my life. This is something that doesn't come naturally to me. I'm not into maths, I'm not into analytics, I'm not into numbers. I find it boring, I find it frustrating, I feel really awkward about money. I feel like I just want to do my creative work and someone else handles that, but obviously that's not going to happen, and that shouldn't happen. I do believe that as a business owner, whether you're a freelancer or you own a large company, you should have some knowledge of the ins and outs of your finances and your cash flow and all that other stuff. So I'm not bad with money in terms of overspending or not saving. I'm quite good with that kind of stuff, but I more want to focus on my knowledge about finances and my relationship with money and feeling confident with money and asking for money. So a lot of that is money mindset stuff, and there's a great book if you're struggling with this too called You Are a Badass at Making Money, and it goes into like childhood and beliefs you might have about money making you a bad person and all this other weird stuff that sounds really out there, but honestly has had a huge effect on me, and so far those exercises are really helping me. So if you want me to chat more about that, I'm more than happy to. My third goal is to tell the world what I do at least once a week which sounds stupid. I added the at least once a week because I've never been the type to be overly salesy. I've never been the type to be like me, hello everyone, here's me, here I am. But I've realised in the past year that a lot of people don't know what I do, which sounds stupid if you run a business and you rely on marketing your business online. If people don't know that you offer certain services like my one-on-one coaching, like how are they ever gonna know, and how are they ever gonna find you and be able to hire you and benefit from you? I think starting the podcast and really pushing that has taught me a lot about just telling people about what you do, because I tell every single person I meet that I have a podcast, and I'm more than happy to discuss that. So I need to carry that energy and that enthusiasm into every area of my business, because, you know, I'm good at what I do and my clients get great results. So I just need to push myself to promote myself and be proud of what I do this year. My fourth goal is to connect with myself daily. And this sounds wishy-washy, but I want to have my self-care non-negotiables, but I also want to add in more meditation this year, more spiritual practices, which I'm more than happy to share again. I wrote down a list of just random things that I feel I want to try. I think 2019 is just the year for trying new things and seeing what clicks, seeing what fits in with my life. So I let a lot of boundaries slip in 2018. I worked a lot, I did so many amazing things, but 2019 is the year where I'm making time for myself every single day, even if it's 10 minutes. Which leads me on really nicely to my last goal, and that is to put myself first and put myself at the top of my to-do list. One of my really good friends, Danielle, put this really well in her goals. She said she wants to live her brand values, and I can totally relate to that. That's exactly what I want to do. I need to practice what I preach more and put myself first, because otherwise I'm a hypocrite. So that is the focus for 2019. A lot more self-care, a lot more spiritual stuff. More than happy to go into these kind of things if you want to hear about them. So they're my yearly goals. They're huge things. They're going to take all year to perfect, and I'm going to be chipping away at them every day, every week, every month. Let's chat 90-day goals, because for me this is the key to staying on track. I have to break things down. I have to look at something tangible and achievable in my near future. So 90-day chunks work for me, or quarters, whatever you like to refer to them as. My first 90-day goal is to view a house or a flat, or just start the process of physically going to look, because so far we just spend every night on Rightmove, not sponsored, and you just don't know a place until you go to look at it in person. My second goal is to practice meditation and read a book every morning. Me and Adam have accepted that we just don't do the gym in the morning. When it's winter, it's just too difficult to get up and get out of bed. So we're scheduling the gym in the evenings, and instead choosing to have a really slow, relaxed morning. So we get up, we make tea, we get back in bed, we read our books. I've ordered a few different self-development books based on different topics that I want to focus on, and I probably will end up rereading the You Are a Badass at Making Money at some point too, so that ties in nicely. And I'm also using the Insight Timer app. This app particularly is working really well for me at the moment, because it's more of a library of guided meditations, and I think guided meditations just work really well for me. They do also have an option of just timing some silence or, you know, ambient background music if you do want to just meditate by yourself with your own thoughts. Adam is even meditating. It's wild. We're both moving into 2019 anxiety free, and it feels great. My third goal for the next 90 days is to get back into my weekly check-in. I feel like I attacked life in 2018. I feel like so much happened. I did so much. I had so many great opportunities, but I lost that part of me that is married to my routine and schedule, because I was living off someone else's schedule and what someone else wanted to do and where I had to be when someone else wanted me to be, if that makes sense. And I think this year I'm going to try as much as I can to live by my own schedule and try to implement the things that I know work for me. One of those things is my weekly check-in. So I want to finish every Friday by rounding up the week, looking at what tasks need to be carried forward to the next week, looking at what I've achieved, what I'm wanting to improve on for the next week, what my focus is, any sort of appointments and scheduled things that are coming up that I need to be mindful of, and really just have a bit of a management meeting with myself. When you work for yourself or you're self-employed or you work from home, it can feel very isolating because you miss that team environment. But I always try to remind myself that I am my team and I have to treat myself like a team member. So I have to make sure that I'm aware of everything that's going on, give myself the time to assess the situation, think about what needs to be done, look back at what I've achieved, all that kind of stuff that you do in any sort of management meeting, any sort of team briefing in an office, in a big company, just with myself on a Friday afternoon. And I feel like it'll be a really positive way to finish up the week. My fourth goal is to plan my work day the night before. I still did my bullet journal in 2018, but I definitely did it in a way more ad hoc way. And when I sit down and plan out my work day the night before, everything just runs smoother. I feel better, I feel more in control, I feel on top of things. Even if I don't tick every single thing off, I get at least 20-30% more done in that day than I would if I'd not done the list in the first place. Planning my work day the night before will also help me stay on top of my self-care. So I mentioned putting myself at the top of my to-do list, and I mean that literally. You know, the daily meditation, the reading, all these things that I need to factor into my day. Same with the gym, like making sure I have my workout scheduled, or a lunch break, or a nice walk if it's a sunny day. Whatever I feel like I need that day, I want to be able to make time for it within my work day. And my fifth 90-day goal ties into everything I've just said, and it's a simple boundary for me that I feel will make a huge difference. And I feel like so many of you would benefit from this as well, because I just know a lot of you are super busy, you're juggling many different things, and that is to look at my overall schedule before I say yes or no to something. What I've tended to do in the past year is look at that day. If someone says, are you free on this day at this time? I will look at that day in my calendar, and if I am free at that day and that time, I will say, yes, of course, let's get it booked in. But what I'm neglecting to do is look at my schedule overall. So maybe that week I'm completely packed out already, so maybe I actually need that day to be free, to be at home, because I'm sure you can relate if you're on the go, if you're in meetings, if you're doing events or anything else. As much as that is amazing, important work, the hours at your desk where you can get your admin done, you can do your emails, you can create your content or work on your business, that stuff is just as, if not more important to be able to do, and that requires a good chunk of time where you're just on your own and you're not pulled away by something else. So something as simple as that I think will make a huge difference to how I feel throughout the week, because it does tend to be a bit of a roller coaster at the moment. It's either I have a really relaxed, quiet week if I don't have anything on, and I get loads done that week and I feel on top of the world, and then it's almost like it could be the complete opposite the next week and I'm out the house every day. I don't know whether I'm here or there, I struggle to fit in meals during the day. I'll get to 4 p.m. and I've just not made time to grab lunch, and I end up running through the drive-through and just feeling like stressed and hectic and not great and not good. If I have a certain amount of control over my schedule, I don't understand why I'm packing out my week in the week that I have PMS. I know it might sound ridiculous to some people, but if your job demands you to show up and be energized and be creative and be all these things, and you're feeling crap, like, why wouldn't you just make sure that meeting was scheduled the week before? So small things like that I think will make a huge difference, and I'm going to try as much as possible to not give a quick yes to something when someone asks me if I'm free. I'd love you to reach out to me on Instagram at cat_Horrocks. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your 2019 goals are. And if you get the workbook, please tag me when you're downloading it or getting the printed version. I can't wait to see how you get on with it. Would love your feedback on it. Share your goals with me. Let's stay accountable. Let's support each other. Love you guys loads, and I'll see you soon.